Hello, everybody. It is Love and French Toast, and today we are back with Musu Smasher Pass. It's been a while, but due to popular demand, we're back yet again. And I also just wanted to give Kinkymation, the wonderful creator of these, the time to, be able to finish a good chunk of the Johto decks. But, you know, keep it so that way I don't catch up too quickly. But regardless, if you like what you see, please do go check them out on Twitter, follow them, subscribe. Like, they're great. And anyway, why don't we go ahead and begin? So, first off is Meowth, Team Rocket's top tier mascot. And honestly, just looking at them already, they're an easy S tier. It isn't much of a fight, like no danger whatsoever. They're very common, so easy to get one. And let's see. The affectionate and meek during this time. Alright. Ooh, and clingy. Honestly, they seem like a really good choice, all things considered. Plus, I really like the whole thief girl aesthetic. It isn't one you see very often, but man, is it top tier. You have the side boob, the super tight pants with the killer hips and thighs. Not to mention the absolute dump truck I bet she's packing in the back. Like, plus, they have the cat girl advantage. So, that has got to be an easy smash. Alright. And not to mention, this supplementary art is quite convincing, if I do say so myself. Next up, Persian. Honestly, this is a really unique one. You don't see the whole feline centaur aesthetic very often. It kind of reminds me of Lamia art. And I wonder if that's sort of what gave them the idea, like, the inspiration. Though I can't help but notice that the threat level is high. I'm gonna have to, this is a hard one. Though, I'm gonna have to say pass, I think. There's no world I can reasonably say yes to them. Like, they're tempting, but just not able. Psyduck. Psyduck is... They're good. They're pretty good. They're cute. Although... a girl who's constantly having the headaches and stuff, like... I just feel sad for them more than I would, like, excited. Like, it would just turn more into me, like, trying to comfort and coddle. So, yeah, I'ma have to, say pass on this one, even though bird girls are top tier. Golduck, I'm thinking, is a smash right away, though. But let's give it a read real quick, just in case. Alright. The Duck Musu Golduck is the result of Psyduck, let me check the additional art. The very interesting bonus information, if you will. Let me just get over to the right page on Denburo in the other folder I have here. Alright, well, with that, Golduck is a guaranteed. Absolutely, definitely, positively. Not to mention, hot swimmer girlfriend and psychic girlfriend. Absolutely. Great pick. Mankey. Let's see. The muscular and flexible Musu. Mankey is known for their long tails and three-toed feet. Alright, so what you're saying is they could do something real interesting with those. Mankey cultivate their rage and achieve great strength and martial prowess. They don't let their emotions control themselves, however, as it's considered shameful for Mankey to lose themselves in anger. Instead, they release their fury in short bursts, giving the Musu the strength to break boulders or shatter trees in single blows. Mankey have a reputation for being hostile, but this isn't accurate. Mankey outright refuse to fight anyone that isn't a warrior, as in their eyes it would be unfair to their opponent, though they are willing to make agreements with humans to help them train. With the Musu's incredible strength, they can easily defend themselves with their fist alone. Alright. The quickest way to irritate a Mankey is to pull on their tails. This usually isn't painful, but it does throw them off balance considerably. Bonding with a Mankey is best accomplished by agreeing to help them train. Often this requires angering the Mankey, which, despite appearances, the Musu appreciates. Often Mankey will call these bonded humans Coach. Ooh. So we get the tough, like, angry, yeah, we get the tough, angry monkey GF, like, not to mention the tomboy martial arts girl. I know I say this every other time, but she might be my favorite. Absolutely smash on the pig monkey Pokemon. Primeape. So this is looking like it's just going to be a bigger, better version of the prior. And looking at this art, that size difference is pretty interesting. They seem slightly bigger than me, which I don't mind. Only a Mankey reaches true mastery, they become a Primeape. Alright. They can still go berserk in a manner similar to Mankey, but their power causes more devastating results. Alright. Travel the land looking for powerful fighters. Primeape accumulate a repertoire of unusual techniques from their travels. While stoic on their faces, Primeape do get great joy about being asked to teach others about these moves. We consider this to be the best avenue to bond with a Primeape, though it does require intense physical aptitude and stamina to meet a Primeape's standards for teaching. So, Here's the thing. I would, but I think my laziness would get in my way. So sadly, I'm gonna have to do pass on Primeape. As much as it breaks my heart. Oh my god, she's adorable. She is just the sweetest thing. So I think she has a guaranteed ticket in. But let's go ahead and read anyway. Because I'm gonna be honest, this bonus art is really helping their case too. So far, I see nothing on the surface to say no. And a low threat and easily found. They're winning right now. One of Growlithe's greatest strengths are their acute sense of smell. Not only can they trace unique scents from miles away, but they can also memorize scents of perpetrators for several weeks and track them down, even deep into the wilderness. While typically bipedal, Growlithe will take to running on all fours to achieve their top speed, or something if they're just or sometimes if they're just very excited. Oh, that's even more adorable. And so you say they run doggy style. I'm joking, I'm joking. Alright. And Growlithe most often settle in human society. Their gentle and protective personalities let them easily integrate into settlements as well as small towns. Alright, well, I'm gonna be honest, I see no issue. So, absolutely smash. Not as big of a smash as, say, Meowth or Mankey, but still a smash. Oh, so similar to Persian, we have the canine centaur now. That's cool. Okay, so they're incredibly rare and they're literally the legendary Pokemon. That's pretty cool. When not on the job, Arcanine will often be seen helping others, helping those around their towns, as their kind hearts won't let them sit idle as others need help. Alright, so they're a kind girl. I appreciate that. Arcanine only bond with the most selfless of humans, though they measure these feats differently than most. Small acts of kindness and bravery will prove in Arcanine's heart more than any show of power. Oh, I like that. That's very sweet. Alright. All Growlithe yearn to reach the rank of Arcanine. Alright. Oh. So in this world, the royalty have like a monopoly on all Firestones? That's wild. Upon completion. Okay. These become even more loyal to their retainers, and as such become the most trusted knights and generals of the kingdoms they serve. Ooh, a general girl? That's a rare one. Despite their ranks, they insist on being the first to charge into the fray of dangerous situations with a shield in hand. Okay. Alright. And plus with this bonus art, I've got to go with Smash. Like, it's just a very good pick, all things considered. Poliwag. Ooh, like a little tadpole mermaid? That's such a unique idea. Like a little special design. And I love the little spiral on the belly. It's just fun. The water-dwelling Musu. Poliwag appears human at first glance, but below the surface, at first glance, she's blue. But you know what? I will hold suspension disbelief. Misty and May are green and yellow in this world. I'm joking, I'm joking. But yeah. The large flipper they use to paddle themselves around, as well as the counterclockwise... Ooh, excuse me. Poliwag lives in pods with other Poliwag in freshwater lakes and rivers. Often, they'll settle in areas near Golducks, as Poliwags appreciate their company, and Golduck's kind-hearted nature can't help but try to protect them. I see they're giving Golduck more bonus points. They already won, but I guess they can move up a tier. Despite living in remote areas, Poliwags seek out new people to be social with, including humans. Alright. Bonding with a Poliwag requires bonding with her entire pod, as the Musu won't be with someone her friends disapprove. A good tactic is bringing gifts from the surface as long as these gifts are waterproof. Poliwag take pride in their bubbles blowing ability and boast about how many shapes they can make. Though the only shape we've seen are variants of spears. Entire pod, you say? So... essentially, they're the harem Pokemon. Smash. Absolute smash. Like, don't get me wrong, they aren't... like, just remember, the top tier that they're trying to break into is housing the likes of, you know, Charizard, Pidgey, Eradicate, and Rattata. That tier's packing Meowth. It's packing Nidoqueen and Clefairy. Like, it's just a hard tier to break into. But you know what? They're a very solid A or B. One or the other. That's nothing to be ashamed of. Alright. Tadpole. Okay, Poliwhirl. I wonder if they still follow the pod mechanic. Poliwhirl's skin secretes a mucus that keeps them damp and makes it harder for aggressors to catch them, but also has other uses to alchemists, as the substances mix into the soaps, tonics, and other unusual recipes. The Musu love to have traveling companions and will often bond with those that accompany them on their journeys. Oh, so they're like little alchemists. Poliwag sisters, Poliwhirl have a great interest in humans. Alright. Fence. You know what? Even with the big Mickey Mouse hands, smash. I'll do it. Like, not as much as Poliwag, but Poliwhirl is still a solid B. B or C. That, however, is going to be straight to A. Like, without even saying anything. Like, we have our muscle girl here. She's tall, she's tough. Poliwrath will often ponder unusual questions like, how can feet smell if they don't have noses? Which humans will misinterpret as them meditating for the sake of their martial arts. Oh my god, so they're really stupid too? I love that. The stupid strong girl idea is just really adorable and fun. Alright, let's see. The Musu is protective of their pawns and will look at the outsiders with confusion and concern. Though if the outsider is kind to Poliwags, they will happily welcome them. Yeah, definitely Smash for sure. Like, it isn't really a debate. They just win. Alright. So Abra is a really unique one. Since looking at the art, all of the yellow and stuff is their body. Which I certainly appreciate, since they sleep a lot. But a bonded partner is allowed to smash them whenever, so long as they make the intention clear in their thoughts. Oh wait, I should have been reading the bonus text. So with Poliwrath, despite their strong stoic looks, Poliwrath are clingy lovers. They enjoy nothing more than wrapping themselves around their partner and savoring their warmth and pleasure for hours on end. Yeah, that's an absolute smash. Definitely. Let me actually go back and take a peek at the others. So with Meowth, let's see what the commentary was there. When Meowth enters a payday cycle, they become very needy, clingy, and attracted to anything that seems valuable. Covering yourself in shinies is a great way to bond with them, since they'll clamber on top of you without a second thought. Yep, not to mention that fucking ass. Look at that. Yeah, I definitely made the right choice. And they're high up in the S tier. Persians are pretty hard to please. They're rather fickle and demand their pleasure above their partners. Nobles who own them have had their hands full keeping them happy, so they gift them prisoners as toys, and the lucky ones exist only to please them. Yeah, not so sure. And also, I noticed that with Arcanine, it's back here, but on Persian, it's up here. So do they both have two sets? Is that something? But yeah, either way, there's still a pass for me. With Psyduck require a lot of care and attention if you bond with them. Soothing them and keeping them relaxed is a must. Unless you want to end up dead by their psychic burst. Yeah, can I just reiterate the no on Psyduck? Yeah, still gonna be a pass for me. Golduck. Help a Psyduck that evolved into a Golduck. It's very likely they'll remember you so fondly they'll want to bond with you. They're fierce protectors of the waters, but very gentle and nurturing lovers. Ooh, so the Psyduck is an investment into a Golduck. I see. Okay. Bonding with Mankey makes you their coach, which means you gotta maintain their anger. As such, smashing with them is often rather wild. They want to fight on top, so things get rough, but in a good way. Yeah, Mankey is really up there in the S tier. They're absolutely near the top. One might expect Primate to be an aggressive lover, but in reality they're quite gentle with their partners. This is because they hold back their true strength as not to accidentally harm the ones they love. They still take the lead often, though. Yeah, like, I would. Though they'd still be more of a B tier compared to Mankey, who's a S. Plus, they kinda loot. Plus, notably, Primeape loses all, like, the fur and monkey appeal stuff that I really like about Mankey. Monkey girls are actually, like, top tier for me. Like, the single highest level of monster girl. Then with Growlithe are very earnest partners. They'll always welcome you home by tackling you and covering you in kisses. That's adorable. They want nothing more than to feel their partner. And when they do, their fluffy tails will happily wag while you make love to them. Yep. Growlithe is an S. Like, another easy S. Arcanines are not just devoted to their jobs, but throw themselves into everything they care about with 110% effort. As such, a bond with one means they'll shower you with love whenever they get the chance. Arcanine is also an easy S tier. Like, there's just nothing about them I don't love and enjoy. And now is Poliwag. Poliwag really don't like to be alone, which is why if you bond with one, you'll end up bonding with her pond. This means up to 5 adorable tadpoles will be all over you anytime you visit them, and they won't let you leave until they're all satisfied. Yep, Poliwag is in the A tier. Like, that's a quick and easy one, champ. Yeah, like, that isn't a tough competition, I'm be honest with you. So, yeah, they're really good. When a Poliwhirl becomes horny, their bonded partner will find themselves pinned down and covered by slimy substances they secrete. They're often gentle partners, but they won't stop until they're completely satisfied, which may take hours. Alright, they're moving up a tier. And we've already got Poliwrath. And we've already looked at Abra as well. So now we're all caught up. But yeah, with the low danger rating, which is always a bonus. They're a smash. A solid C tier at least. And then Kadabra. I really like the interesting tail they have, where it's all like muscle and stuff. Didn't float about with telekinesis, that is. They're often seen carrying silver, a powerful conduit for their abilities. Oh, interesting. Will typically remove aggressors from their presence with their powerful telekinesis or teleportation. Huh, interesting. And bonding with a Kadabra will require impressing it through sharing knowledge it doesn't possess or beating it in a game of wits, neither of which is an easy feat. Kadabra have an acute interest in machinery designed by humans. Clocks, boats, rudders, and the like will bring about a certain glee in a Musu, as they will work to figure out its secrets, though Kadabra will deny this. Oh, so they're like just super interested curiosity folk. I like that. Kadabra are very, very proud, so they'll never ask for it outright, choosing to instead project lewd thoughts into their partners' minds until they get so overwhelmed that they pounce on them. Ah, I see. I gotta admit, I like me an Alakazam. They're a smash. I mean a Kadabra. Now Alakazam. Kadabra that embark on a journey to learn the secret of order will return as Alakazam. Alright, Alakazam refuses to say, citing that it's something that can't be gleaned from a conversation or written in a book. Whatever this elusive secret is, it gives the Musu even greater psychic ability. Bonding with an Alakazam requires keeping their attention for a sizable period of time, which is best done by someone with a mastery in a subject. The subject can be almost anything, even something as mundane as fishing or weaving, when explained by a master, will hold an Alakazam's attention. Their love of silver and collection of it only increases from their time as a Kadabra. Oh, nice. I wonder, though, how do, the bonds work when, in relation from a Pokemon that, say, Abra, who seems easier to bond with, who's evolved into a Kadabra and then an Alakazam. Will that still hold in place? Or do you get, fresh ideas you have to work out? And let's see, Alakazam enjoys studying things extensively. Smashing is no exception. They're very adventurous, and up for anything they can learn from their partner is cool with. Smash. Yeah. They're up in the A tier, I think. A very solid competitor. Machop. The superpower Pokemon. Often confused for granite statues, Machop are gray bipedal Musu that possess great strength. Alright. Bonding with a Machop is fairly straightforward, as they get along well with those around them. Though they can be thick-headed when it comes to romantic advances, we recommend being straightforward with a Machop to avoid potential misinterpretations. Machop are family-oriented and will often follow the career paths of their mothers, be it knighthood or something more atypical. Alright, and combined with the art, Machop is an absolute smash. Like a guaranteed. Alright. Machoke. Let's see what they've got to offer. Though I can't help but notice they've already got the fangs. Which, fangs have gotta be one of the best things in all of anime girl design. So, already I notice they're bigger than me by a notable margin, which I certainly appreciate. After intense physical training, a Machop becomes a Machoke, gaining even denser, more powerful muscles and greater endurance. Markings appear on their bodies during this change. Red stripes across their arms that are treated as trophies for surpassing their limits, and dark pigment that covers their groins. Alright. The latter of which is believed to come from them training in the nude, which tans their more sensitive skin a darker shade than the rest of them. Oh, I see. It's hard to see, 'cause, with the position on the art. But I do notice that, actually. That's really cool. Machoke live... Alright. Most Machoke continue their training for knighthood, and will spar against their sisters to improve their skill. Machoke will be receptive to kind-hearted advances, as they seldom get many after changing from Machop. This is on account of most partners being too intimidated to approach the Musu. Despite their appearances, they are good-natured and joyful with those they see as friends. Yeah, they're a smash. And now, mother of God, absolutely smash. But we'll read anyway. The Machamp's... Okay, the Machamp's propensity to hold back all the time makes them clumsy in a lot of day-to-day interactions. Small tasks like using tools and opening doors are particularly challenging. With so much responsibility on their shoulders, Machamp like partners that can stay upbeat and cheer them on in tough times. I see. So, let's see. Machoke that are exceptional among their peers may be chosen by kings to undergo the Ritual of Champions. The nature of this ritual is a secret, but is rumored to artificially infuse magic into their muscles to produce even greater power. Whatever this ritual is, transforms the Machoke into a Machamp. Okay, I gotcha. And with that art, again, I've really gotta say, Smash, that size difference is looking good. And I really like how it's sort of like got skin that just looks like, you know, panties and stuff. It's a really fun, a little fun image. Next up is Bellsprout. Let me pull that up. Oh wait, let me read from Machamp. Machamp prefer to be bottoms despite their imposing looks. They're terrified of hurting their partner in any way, so they'll take a submissive position, which they enjoy very much. Next up, Bellsprout. Bellsprout are very energetic. They like to spend time with their bonded partners and touch them all over with their bodies. Most partners enjoy this greatly because Bellsprout have incredibly soft skin and they can't get enough of it. Bellsprout... Okay, so these are much shorter than me in turn. Bellsprouts still speak from their mouth on their head and not their tail mouth. Though to play jokes on outsiders, they'll sometimes ventriloquist their tail mouth to look like it talks. And they're dancers, which is nice. So, Smash. The Flycatcher Musu. Let me pull up Weeping Bell. First off, can I just say, that ass plus them titties be wildin'. Due to the amount of incidents regarding Weeping Bell, Celadon guards have created a slogan to help travelers understand the difference between the safe Musus and the dangerous ones. If she's on 2 feet, feel free to meet. If she's on the floor, run away and ignore. Weeping Bell each have unique fruity scents that are strong enough to be smelled from miles away. Alright. part of the forest. This is because the tail's hunger grows until they can't think of it. Until all they can think of is feeding. The Musu does this by hugging anyone they come across that comes close, so the liquid in their skins can lull them to sleep. Then they can pull the victims into their tail where its acid dissolves the victim completely. From others, most humans don't recognize Weeping Bell on sight. Many unfortunate travelers have met their end to what they presume to be a friendly Musu. While Weeping Bell aren't initially aggressive, if travelers are insistent on keeping their distances from them, they can fly into a rage. Are deceptively sharp, and once the Musu is close enough, they'll grab the target to induce drowsiness, making it easier. Alright, that's a pass. Definitely a pass. Like, straight to hell pass. Let's see, the only way to escape them is if they remember you from their Bellsprout days. Rather than consume you, they'll spit you out of the picture when they finish. Oh, I see. So if you were buddy-buddy with them as a Bellsprout, you're good to go. So next up is Victory Bell. Victory Bell are harsh mistresses. They like to order partners around, lick me, touch me, even when they're busy doing something else. Refusing them will earn you a very pleasurable torture. No cooming allowed until you beg enough to please them. Well, they're back to being not eating you, at least. Only bond with those that can assist them, achieve their ambitions, and those that outlive their usefulness are promptly consumed. Somehow, Victory Bell find a way to create leaf stones. They use this to change more Weeping Bell and form covens and conquer across the lands. This would be impossible, but it happens consistently each time a Victory Bell rises in power. So, if I knew the Bellsprout, I'm assuming there'd be some level of, favoritism still. But, okay, so with Weeping Bell and Victory Bell, if I knew them beforehand, it's smash. If not, it's pass. And I'm thinking today I'm only gonna do 25, just because this video is going much longer than I think than I should have. So, I think I'm gonna start lowering it to, like, how many Musu I do at a time. Just for the sake of expedience. Next up, Tentacle, the jellyfish Pokemusu. The current Tentacle live in destroy most clothing they attempt to wear. The only exception to this are the accessories they make from shed shells. With their lives so devoid of outside interaction, it's common for them to grow curious of frequent visitors to their shores. This is the best opportunity to bond with them. If a tentacle ends up on a beach and dries up, but is saved by a human, they'll consider them their prince and offer themselves to their savior in gratitude. They're very romantic, which makes them super devoted partners. Alright, Tentacle get an immediate smash. Very strong contender. Tentacruel. So because of the Musu's reclusive nature, meeting one is difficult. And let me move on to the next art. Is trickier than that. If one bonds with Tentacruel that becomes a Tentacruel, they will return their bond between the chain. They will retain their bond between the change. Tentacruel's body has an unusual amount of bubbles, a bubbly consistency that changes depending on the water they live in. Alright. Tentacruel are usually reclusive, but bonded ones are just as romantic as their past evolution. Their bodies are incredibly soft, almost bubbly. Alright. I like them, though not as much as Tentacruel. So, I'll smash, but not as enthusiastically. And it seems the Geodude line will be our last one for the day. So, Geodude are very competitive, not just with other Geodude, but with other Musu and humans as well. Good-natured competition is an excellent way to attempt to bond with one. We suggest going for a competition that requires dexterous movements, as a Geodude struggle with that. Or another easy challenge would be rock, paper, scissors, as Geodude always choose rock. While Geodude might come across as rough around the edges, they're actually really affectionate. Don't let the size difference fool you. They're really sturdy, and they like a good pounding. They almost see it as a challenge. I do like me my short stacks. So Geodude is a very strong smash. Next up, Graveler. Okay, bonding with Graveler is fairly straightforward. They enjoy sporty competition and thrilling rides. Those that approach Graveler with common interest and kindness have no trouble in making a connection. Graveler take great pride in craftsmanship of their earthen constructs, complimenting them as on this usually makes their week. Graveler love to be held tight while they smash, and are quite thirsty when they get going. They demand full satisfaction and can trap you in their stone constructs if you try to leave before they're done. You know what? Smash. Like, not as huge of a Graveler enthusiast as I am a Geodude enthusiast, but still a smash. Next up, Golem. I swear the Megaton Pokemon is just such a cool name. And I love the little, like, dinosaur hands. Feels like a mech. It's advised not to approach Golem that are closed, as in their rock shells are completely shut. Usually they'll do this when they're busy, on edge, or upset. Approaching a Golem earnestly that isn't in this state will prove much more successful. While Golem are strong, they cannot keep their constructs solid when wet, thus making them wary of rivers and other water sources. I noticed that oh no wait, they're still human size inside. It's hard to be intimate with Golem. They are very, very rarely leave their stone constructs, as they have to really trust you to want to smash. They're still very cuddly though. They respond really well to praise on their stonework and love attention. They're smash, just not as strong of one, if that makes sense. But with that, I think we'll conclude for today, and next time, we'll pick up on Ponyta. But for now, I hope you all enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. Go check out Kinkymation for the new and upcoming mods. And I'll catch you all in the next one.